Good afternoon, guys. Real quick, okay? Let's go ahead and let's start with this. Acoustic microwave targets weapons target Trump's Mar-a-Lago. So Mar-a-Lago source, speaking under condition of anonymity, has told Real Raw News that debilitating acoustic or microwave weapons have guests and residents at Donald J. Trump's 78-acre estate in Palm Beach, Florida. The facility, which has served as Trump's command center since the stolen 2020, sports 58 bedrooms, often occupied by the dignitaries and military leaders who still support 45 and who have been working tirelessly beside him to invalidate Trump's Navy SEAL guards, have painstakingly vetted guests requesting access to the property. And as reported last March, Trump replaced a Secret Service detail with Navy SEALs loyal to the White Hat movement after agents were caught trying to access his private network. In early January 2022, SEAL guards tasked with guarding Mar-a-Lago's front gates. In other words, they're clueless. White Hats, however, attached the symptoms to targets of acoustic or microwave weaponry, and they would know. And so, as they say, microwave weaponry is far more sinister. And it says the Marines in 2004 received a prototype of such a weapon, codenamed Medusa, and then they asked Trump whether Trump has launched an investigation to pinpoint the culprits and point of origin. He said, "We're definitely looking into it, but narrowing the source isn't easy. Could be from a boat, a vehicle on the road, even a helicopter." We're determined to isolate the source. In closing, he said he'd provide an update when possible. And it says, for those asking about Newsom, I haven't got a report yet, but we'll post as soon as possible. And let's go to Tom Hanks to celebrate Joe Biden's first year in narrated video. Well, I don't know if I don't think he's alive anymore. I think he and his lovely wife were done in for child trafficking and a whole host of other things. They were some of the top dogs out in Hollywood when it came to child abuse. And so the Biden-Harris Presidential Inaugural Committee believed it was important to celebrate the strength and perseverance of the American people. And actor Tom Hanks will celebrate President Joe Biden's first year in office in a narrated video produced by the Presidential Inaugural Committee. Anyway, Caitlyn Jenner blasts transgender athletes. Wokeness is killing women's sports. And it's true. And I've said all along that the day will come that we're going to see women from the left and the right coming together on this. And that's exactly what's happening. They're all coming, not all of them. Some of the women on the left, there's just no talking to them. You know, it's like trying to talk to Antifa, BLM. Not going to happen. They're tone deaf. But we will get men out of women's athletes, or athletics rather. And then Trump issued a statement after a DA in Georgia request grand jury and criminal probe against him. So District Attorney of Fulton County, Georgia, Fannie Willis, is requesting the formation of a grand jury to assist in an investigation into former President Trump's phone call with Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Trump is already denying that any wrongdoing has happened, and we know there was no wrongdoing that happened. Now what we know is that in Georgia, Kemp is making it really tough on people running schools there. You know, you gotta, and so all I can say to any of you in Georgia that have to put up with that crap, get a hold, I think it's of Renz, I can't think of his full name, but he's doing a great job of helping people. So get just Renz, R-E-N-Z is the last name. And then this, another deep freeze for Texas. While an Arctic blast is sweeping in parts of the Lone Star State, a pipeline company threatens to cut off gas supply to Texas' biggest power generator. So it says here that temperatures across parts of Texas will nosedive this week from balmy highs Wednesday in the 70s and 80s to below freezing Thursday night into Friday with a chance of wintry mix. 75 to 35 sounds like a car manufacturer's braking power, but the numbers are not in miles per hour. It's the range of temperatures in Houston over the next few days. So you guys stay safe down there, bundle up, be prepared for it. You know, I mean, have your little skillet or whatever to be able to cook on and stuff. And yeah, you know those those you know where you need those little power, those heating deals. Use those, buy those, and be prepared. Absolutely. And then FBI raids home of Democrat rep for secret ongoing investigation. Feds confirm raid of Representative Henry Cuellar, Democrat of Texas, but refuse to reveal why. So FBI agents have raided the Texas home of Democrat Rep. Henry Cuellar. I got a lozenge in my mouth for obvious reasons. But they've refused to reveal why. Now it sounds like these are the good FBI. There's still some bad FBI running around, but not too many. Not too many CIA either. Mostly they've been rounded up. And then this. Trump calls for ban on Pelosi trading stocks. It's not fair to ordinary Americans. Now, has she been the only one to be doing this? I want my freedom to live. I want to get out of the house already. I want to go next door and play chess. I want to go take some pictures. This is bullshit. Well, Howard, then go do it, you dumbass. Get your ass out of your house and go do whatever you want to do. Stop being stupid. Okay, so keep this in mind for a minute. Let's excuse me. Let's go to Nicholas Viniaman interviewing Michael 𝐃𝐄𝐄𝐏. It's a really good video. It's on the Nicholas Viniaman BitChute channel. And the title of it is CIA Michael 𝐃𝐄𝐄 discusses military prepared illegal takedown post 1/20/22. Now here's the deal. So today was the day that the military could legally step in. Okay. And so, and I agree, like I told Brendan, I said, I wouldn't do anything today. I said, because they're expecting it. You know, why would you do something when they expect you to do it? You want to do it when they don't expect you. Also, as he said, that was not Trump giving the speech. That was his body double. And also, he said, look, whatever Trump was doing, and we'll find out later, but he had to deal with something pretty important. He is no longer a fan of Michael Flynn. General Flynn has proven, and you know, Q said this. Q said, look, we're gonna see people that we thought a lot of, and we're gonna find them really disappointing. And that's Michael Flynn. Now, was he MK Ultra'd? I don't know. I would like to think there's a good reason why he flipped on the White Hats. Is this the only one that we're going to see? I don't think so. I think we're going to see one or two others happen. But also, we're going to see some people that we thought were really bad, but they pretended to be black hats, and they're going to turn out to be good. Now, one of the people, and I know you're going to choke on this, and I told you a long time ago, Brenda said with AOC, she says, it's almost as if she's working for Trump. And she came out of nowhere. And anyway, so the bottom line is this. Could she actually be a white hat? It's possible. What about Sinema? What about Joe Manchin? I don't know. I don't know. Anything is possible. These people might actually be good people. Don't know. I mean, like Brendan said, who is it that really put the Zionist Jews out front for everyone to see. It was a squad. That's who. So could it be that one or more of the squad were actually working with the white hats? It's possible. I mean, let's face it, at this point, anything is possible. I mean, it's just on and on. I mean, this is such an insane and incredible movie all at the same time. So just know things are working out. And then this here, Jesus Christ as Palestinian terrorist. So not only has Islam transformed Jesus Christ into a Muslim, and a Palestinian one at that, Palestinians are apparently trying to transform him into a heroic martyr, a term often translated by those on the receiving end of such heroism as a terrorist. So, as a January 14, 2022 article by PMW explains, the Palestinian Authority uses many euphemisms and terms to refer to terrorists, and they are applying two of them to Jesus. The first is Fadai, literally self-sacrificing fighter. For example, terrorist Ashraf Na'alawa, who brought a rifle to work, tied up a young mother, a 15-month-old, and then murdered her and another co-worker, was called by Fatah the heroic Fadai. Fatah official Rahi Fatah applied this statutes to Jesus, the first Palestinian Fadai. The second term is Shaheed, Islamic martyr, the word the Palestinian Authority uses for every terrorist killed during his or her attack, including suicide bombers. Senior Fatah leader Tawfiq Tirawi applied both terms to Jesus, the first Fadai and the first martyr, the Messiah, Jesus. So am I buying any of this? No. No, I'm not. But it just tells you how they all twist. I mean, all this stuff has been twisted, and we've been lied to forever. So, you know, I'll take what he says with a grain of salt. Okay? Now, I want to go back to Michael Jaco. We're going to have clean water available to everyone. It'll be free. I mean, it's just the things that, and I agree with him, the things that we're going to have, technology-wise, it's going to be phenomenal. It just phenomenal. So get ready. And here's one of the things that I see more and more. And Brenda really, I mean, that woman has been patient things coming out from people, whether it be people of all faith, except even some Jews are coming out about the truth, about the Holocaust, as well as the coronavirus. And so, as he said, there's no proof that they could ever cremate 6 million people in 2 years. Can't do that. It's not logical. And so, as he said here, the emotion, all the emotionality is on the side of the Jews. All the facts are on the side of the Zionist Jews, I should say. All the facts are with the other people, everyone else. There's lots of books out there. There's lots of videos. People are just spilling the beans left and right. And then let's go ahead and go over some things here. One from one of the viewers. As he says, he's not a chemist. But, okay, so he went to work. It was like a multi-level type company years ago, and called AmSoil. And so, as he said, you know, some people can sell sand to an Arab. Well, as he said, he couldn't give drugs to a junkie that was strung out. Okay, so I understand what he's saying. Anyway, yes, I mean, some people just cannot sell. But the fact is, AMSOIL was really good and not the AMSOIL products. And so $300 later, the car finally got running. He had a huge engine failure. But months later, he was attending a sales seminar sponsored by AMSOIL. An oil chemist for AMSOIL gave a lecture in which he explained why AMSOIL was good, and the two things you should never put in your engine were TMT and arco graphite. No, he was not installed into the White House, the real one. Anyway, so, and the consequential aftermath has been absolutely devastating for our once great and thriving nation. As we know, it was a setup. It was a sting operation. The whole damn thing has been a sting operation, including letting the Democrats destroy their states and cities for everyone to see it up close and personal. Okay? So anyway, so the bottom line is this. We have all these sting operations going on, one after another after another. Now, they expected today, so the deep state probably thought today would be the day. And keep in mind, the deep state still has some power. They're not totally ineffective yet. They haven't been completely declawed. Because you have a lot of people at this level here who are willing, more than willing, to do what they were supposed to do. And as Jacob, he made a good point with Iraq. When we went in, we thought we cleaned house and we wiped them up and we thought it was all over with. But not so. Because Iraq had figured for a long time what would happen. And that eventually somebody would invade them. So they had it set up that their special forces would start to act after everything had died down. And what we saw was, yeah, Japan took their forces home. France took, I think France and Spain took their forces. A lot of countries, they left. They said, we're getting the hell out of Dodge. The hell with this. Because they were killing a lot of people. And so that's what we could expect to see. We could expect to see a lot of chaos. Now, what the White Hats are trying to do is to limit the number of people and the amount of chaos afterwards. That's what they're trying hard to do. And I know that people are really fed up with the movie. They're like, oh, come on, get this shit over with. But note this. The fact that they're taking their time bodes well for us. Okay? Because these people could hit anytime, anywhere. So just know that. And then let's go with what my source, some of the stuff that he has to say here. As he says, catching one of Martin's videos, doing excellent, by the way, for the viewers. If they do a little research, they can find several maps of the underground bases and tunnel systems in the United States and world. Also, Dr. Phil was corrupt, as you know. The ranch he was involved with has ties to child trafficking and pedophiles, etc., much like his good friend Oprah and her ties to John of God and Nexum cult. All is one big club. And as I said this morning, I know a number of you have written to me and said, well, I have a friend or a relative that works at this base or that base or whatever, and they, and they haven't said anything to me about any of this. Well, they're not going to. They're all under NDA's agreements. So I don't care. I don't care if it's your sister, your brother. I don't care. They're not going to break. Most of them will not break their NDAs. My source isn't breaking his NDA with me and Brenda. So don't think that your friends or relatives are going to be completely honest with you, because they're not. And you may think that's a slap in the face to you, but it's not meant to be. They're just under an NDA. And so there's a and as Brenda has explained to me and shown me video after video, there are tunnels all under this country and this world, even under the oceans. So just know that there's a lot going on that a lot of these people cannot tell you about. Okay? And let's move on to let's see here. And then also from my source, he says, all I can say is pay attention to Antarctica. Everything will come back to there and humanity today. So, yeah, I mean, he has said that over and over. And so just know that, yes, it's going back to Antarctica. It's going to, how can I put it? A lot of this stuff is going to shock the hell out of us. We're just going to go, huh? What? Yeah. And then this. After watching this video, you will understand why I said I've warned and warned to avoid these things. Social media was the least of your worries. I gave clues, hints, etc. I told you Antarctica was the key, and everything comes back to there. Don't even spit on a test. They need it to survive. And so the video that he is talking about is it's on McAllister TV, and I did not like Linda Paris at all. And I thought she was out to lunch. I was so wrong. And Linda, I apologize to you. I do. It runs very deep on the family history. They were looking for source God's children and family as well. Those who were directly connected had source God creator connection of knowledge and knowing. They needed this to survive. Sounds crazy and out there, but if one does a little research, they used pictures, location to pick out who to target for their programs. So much I could explain and go through. God bless, Godspeed. So, you know, there's so much. There's so much here. I mean, my word. And then let's see here. That would be the 21st of January. Soon we will find out if there is really a war. In any case, this would explain the high military presence worldwide. Yes, indeed. Indeed. And so, and yes, I believe, you know, they're not going to come in tomorrow or the next day. No. It'll be at a time when we least expect it. Okay? I've felt that way for a long time. It'll be like what happened to Soleimani in al-Baghdadi. And then relentless truth. Here's a list of everything in the past year that Democrats and the mainstream media have tried to scare you into believing, which never actually had a chance in hell. H.R. 1, packing the court, D.C. becoming a state, Green New Deal, Build Back Better. They've endured in just 12 months, not to mention the Biden administration being a complete dumpster fire. Globalists have lost the narrative, meaning that Great Reset is dead in the water. Not only is it dead, but for the first time in our lives, humanity is aware of their plans. The importance of this cannot be overstated. The stage has been set. The illusion of choice has been shattered. Evil has shown its hand. Now the real fun begins. And I just got to say this, that we haven't even begun to learn all the crap that they've been doing.